Brooks Koepka has done it again. He now has 4 LIV Tour wins, 20 professional wins, and 5 majors and counting. This last weekend he's won in LIV Golf Singapore, and his game looks better than ever heading into the second major of this year. Now, Brooks doesn't have a particularly orthodox swing, but it is worth looking at because there are some matchups in here that might help you with your game. You might have some physical limitations that you have to work around, and we might be able to learn something here to help you play better golf. So starting off at address, Brooks has a really strong right hand grip. We're going to see that play a part later on in the swing, but it's worth noting just how strong his hands are. He does have quite a lot of knee bend as well. He's a little bit squatty. In my opinion, Brooks is the start of the American powerhouse sort of athlete golf swing. He's come from college. He's a really big boy. He's absolutely enormous, and which makes him really, really strong, really powerful. So he doesn't have a particularly textbook swing that we might look at and go, that we might sort of think is beautiful and might admire, like McIlroy's, but he's so strong that he's able to overcome some of the sort of less powerful moves in his swing and still hit it long and still hit it great. He's got a strong grip, he's a little bit squatty at address, and as he takes the club away, interestingly, he really moves into his right hip. His left side moves significantly away from where it starts, which is interesting. He really leans into that right hip, and at the top, he is in a position where he doesn't actually quite have a 90-degree shoulder turn, which is really rare for a PGA Tour player. Now from down the line, what we're going to see is Brooks' right hand stay on top. He has like I said, he has a strong grip, so that gets the club facing a more closed, turned down position, but that's okay. He takes the club up to the top, and very interestingly, Brooks doesn't have any depth to his hands at the top of the swing. Now, we see in most of the best drives of the golf ball, people who hit shallow and high draws, they get their hands behind their right heel, roughly, where Brooks doesn't quite achieve that. His hands are almost over the ball of his foot, which is very upright left arm, which is probably part of the reason why he likes to hit fades. For Brooks to hit a draw, he's probably going to be more of a pull draw player where he aims right and then shuts the face a little bit to pull the ball and then have it curve into the target as well. Someone like McIlroy, who he aims very square, he swings from the inside, he blocks it outright before it draws. Brooks is playing a different type of draw. It's definitely a pull draw. If he wanted to hit that sort of McIlroy push draw, he would have to shallow the club out loads in the downswing, which he just doesn't do. His hands are too high, and that sort of limits to how he can play. Now, he does make it work. Obviously, he does prefer to play a fade, but he can draw the ball. We do see that in competitions. So it's not impossible. It's just not textbook, whatever textbook means. So it's from the top where we really start to see the magic in Brooks' swing. So we're going to see from the top of his swing, we're going to see how much his hips shift across down into impact. Now, from that steep position where his hands are really high and with no depth, the only way Brooks can shallow the club so that he doesn't chop slice the ball like a lot of players do is this lateral shift. This lateral shift buys him some time to get that club down and onto a good line into the ball. So what we're going to see is as Brooks transitions, he has a nice little shallow move because his hands move towards the ball. So that's quite interesting. We go from a upright shaft, shut face, to hands move slightly over the top, but the club actually works behind him, so that's fine. He's in a very steep position there. But actually what we're going to see is now all of a sudden things look a lot more textbook. He's shifted his hips, he's really not rotated into the ball. His shoulders are still very square. His hips haven't turned very much. I can't see much of his left leg. And that's allowed him to get his arms down in front of him into a position where he's now in a pretty neutral, shallow position. He does have the club face angled slightly down because of his strong grip. We can see that here as well, that the face is ever so slightly closed. And as he comes into the ball, he doesn't really release the club very much. He's a strong grip player, which means he's blocking it out there. He's trying to hit a fade. He doesn't want that face to turn over. So you can see how his right hand doesn't overtake his left like we see in someone like Charlie Hull, who really does release it because she's an open face player. But because Brooks has got that face square really early, he gets into a position to where he can almost just like hold the face off, push it down the line, and that helps him hit those cuts. This, under normal circumstances, all of these moves together would probably produce quite a weak shot, someone who wouldn't hit it very hard. But don't forget that Brooks will weigh nearly 100 kilos. He's 6 foot a lot. He's massive. He's much bigger in person than he is on camera. And when you sort of see how big and strong he is, he's really just like upper body power. He's really using his upper body to generate power. He's using his arms. Look how his right arm goes from super bent into delivery to massively extended through the shot. That is an enormous force. That's like taking a punch from Anthony Joshua. It would take your head off how hard he's extending his right arm through the shot. And that's where he gets his clubhead speed from. So if you were a player who really struggles to get their hand depth at the top of the backswing, maybe because you've got a bad shoulder, you can't turn your hips for some reason, then this is a pattern that you could look to copy. It's not really a leg powered swing, it's a much more upper body powered swing. But by shifting your hips laterally at least, 5 to 6 inches into impact, what you're going to be able to do is buy yourself enough time to shallow the golf club from a steep chop position into a shallow delivered position, and then that's going to allow you to hit those functional fades and pull draws to target. So it's not always about necessarily having perfect technique. What we have to do is find different ways for your technique to get the ball to target. So this is a perfect example of someone where you wouldn't put pictures of it on your wall, but it's interesting to look at. And if we understand why it works, then if we have a similar pattern, we can work on it and implement some of these moves to help us score better on the golf course.
Thanks very much for watching the videos. If you can please like and comment to boost the engagement, and subscribe if you don't already, that'd be great. If you like what I put out in these videos, you like what I say about technique, I can actually help you with your game no matter where you are in the world. So if you just want to click the link in the bio, it'll take you to Skillist, which is an online coaching platform, and there you can look to see what I do, and actually I can help you with your game. So analyze your swing, give you some drills and tips to help you improve, so we can work together to help you lower your handicap. But anyway, let's get back to the video.